Hello students, today we will be studying from your English second book. The first chapter for your syllabus is lesson 2, The Lake Isle of Innisfree. It is a poem written by William Butler Yeats. In this poem, the poet says about his wish of going away from the city and living a peaceful life in an island. Let us begin. I will arise now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. The poet says that he will get up, he will stand up, and then now itself he will go to an island called Innisfree. Innisfree is the name of an island. It is situated near Ireland. The poet wishes to go away from his city life to this island because the poet is not happy with his life in the city. He is worried or he is not happy with the pollution or with the noise in the city, and so he wants to go to a peaceful area, a peaceful island. The name of the island is Innisfree. And there on that island, the poet wants to make a small cabin. A cabin here means a small hut. So on that island, the poet would make a hut of clay. The hut will be made of clay. And wattles. Wattles means some sticks that are used to make fences around a field. So he will be making his hut using some sticks and clay. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and I will live alone in the bee-loved glade. And not only that, the poet will also be farming there for his food. What the poet is going to do? He would grow beans. Okay. So he would be digging 9 rows for growing beans, and he would be drinking honey from the hive of the honeybees. Hive, it is the house of the honeybees, the thing in which the honeybees live, it is called a hive. So he would be taking the honey from the beehives and he would be drinking it. And on that island, the poet would be living alone. No one would be there on that island besides him. He would be living alone in the bee-loved glade. Glade means an open area in the forest. And in that open area, there would be lot of bees that would be flying around. And it would be filled with the noise of the bees. So he's saying that on that island filled with the noise of the bees, he would be living in an open area of the forest, and he would be living in a cabin, and he would be growing beans for eating his food, and he would be drinking the honey from the beehives. In the second stanza, the poet says, "And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings." The poet means that he would find peace on that island. He was not peaceful in the city, but in that island he would be feeling peaceful, and peace comes slowly and slowly. The peace won't be coming all at once. Slowly, while he would be sitting on that island taking some rest, he would be observing the beauty of the nature. Slowly and slowly, his mind would become peaceful. Dropping from the veils of the morning. The poet means to say that during the morning, the island would be covered with mist, or the sky would be covered with clouds. And it would appear as if morning is hiding itself. Veil means a piece of cloth that is used to cover something, maybe cover body, or to cover face, or to cover any items that we don't want to catch dust. So in the same way, the morning would be covering itself with fog or mist or clouds to where the cricket sings, and this piece, it would reach to the ground where the poet is staying, and that is also the place where the cricket sings. Cricket is an insect very similar to grasshopper. It also jumps and lives in the grass. Then continuing, there midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet swings. The poet means to say that during the midnight the sky is so clear, the stars shine so brightly, the moon shines so brightly that it is always lit. The island always has light. The island is shining due to the light from the moon and from the stars. And he calls that the noon appears purple. In the forest where he would be living, the noon would appear like purple color. An evening full of the linnet's wings. And during the evening, on that island, linnets would be flying here and there. Linnet is a type of a bird. It is a bird, and these birds will be flying around that island during the evening. So the poet says when he would observe all these things on that island, he would get peace and he would become peaceful. In the third stanza, the poet says, I will arise now and go now, for always night and day. I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. The poet is saying that just now, this moment itself, he is going to stand up and he is going to leave for the island of Innisfree. He is ready to go to the island of Innisfree. Why? Because for always night and day. Here night and day means every time, all the time. He can hear the sounds of the lake, the sound of the lake water striking the shore, the sound of the lake water striking the bank of that lake. That sound is echoing in his mind. The sound he can hear in his mind again and again all the time. Then he says, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. And he can hear the sound in his heart every time. Whatever he is doing or wherever he is, he can hear the sound of the lake. He can hear the sound on the roads while he is going somewhere, or he can hear the sound of the lake when he is standing on the pavement. Pavement means a footpath. So when the poet is standing on the footpath, or when he is walking through the road, or wherever he is, he can always hear the sound of the lake. And because of this reason, he is very desperate. He is very eager to go to that island, to go to the island of Innisfree. And why? Because he wants some peace. Now the poet is living in a city, and he is not having a peaceful life there. So to get a peaceful life, the poet wants to go to the island of Innisfree. This is the explanation of the poem. Now let us study something else. It is called rhyming scheme. Rhyming scheme is used in poetry. We observe the last words of each line and see with which other words do they rhyme. Let us take the example of the first stanza of this poem, and let us see the last words of all the 4 lines. In the first line, the last word is Innisfree. So let us give the name A there. Okay? So the first line is A. Then the second line, the last word is made. Innisfree and made, they both don't rhyme. They are not rhyming. So the second line would be B. The first line is A, then the second line would be B. Then the third line. The third line, last word is B. B. Now see, does it rhyme with Innisfree? Yes. Innisfree and honeybee, they both rhyme. So this third line also we would give the name A. Then the fourth line. The last word is glade. Glade rhymes with maid. See? So this line would be given the name B. Let us take one more example, the third stanza of this poem. The first line, the last word is day. We will give that name A. In the second line, the last word is shore. Day and shore, they both don't rhyme. So we will give the name B. The third line, the last word is grey. Day and grey, they both rhyme. So we will give the name A to this line. Then the last line, the last word is core. Shore and core, they both rhyme with each other. So we will give the name B to this line. So the rhyming scheme of this poem will be AB, AB. Understood? To find the rhyming scheme, we look at the stanza and we observe the last word of each line of that stanza, and we see with which words do they rhyme, and we give them an alphabetical name. Okay, so here in this poem the rhyming scheme is AB, AB. So if you have understood rhyming scheme, then take last year's English book, take out the poems and try to find the rhyming schemes so that you can understand them better. That's it for today. We will be continuing in the next video. Have a good day.